Аз съм Мартин Карбовски, вие сте в YouTube канала на Мартин Карбовски. Леко изморени и двамата, нали, защото човек е пътувал. Да ви срещна с Саймън Ципис. Няколко от неговите включвания при нас бяха гледани много. Той прави изключително така различен прочит на международните събития. В момента е в България, надявам се на почивка и затова отново гостува в нашото студио. Надявам се нашето приятелство да продължи, въпреки че нашите шеги за Мосад започват да стават леко солени. Нали? Но ако може да си говорим и за Мосад, но преди това е много важно да му кажа здравей, ще говорим на английски, защото когато говорим на руски с Ципис, вие ни обвинявате, че сме путинисти. Не, ще говорим на английски тогава. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Martin. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, first question is, това е един доста така общ въпрос. What will change after Trump this year?
Before I answer what will change and or what will not change, I would like to say that Trump also belongs to one of the world's leading elites. Trump is not a bad guy, he's not a good guy. Both elites, with Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they are main competitors on a global level. So do not expect from Donald Trump to be too good or too bad comparing to the previous administration of the United States of America. Okay, so there we have two parties, Republican and Democratic. Behind each party, there is a global elite. One of this elite is Anglo-Saxonic elite. The other one is, we can call it an Americo-patriotic elite. But both elites have the same goal on a global level, which is absolute control and absolute power.
But which is more conservative from these two elites?
Depends how you put this term of conservative in your mind. For instance, we can say that Anglo-Saxonic elite, which has been represented by the Democratic Party, which has been represented by President Joe Biden, which is now, I don't think he won't be any longer. Someone else will represent the Democratic Party. We will see it on the primaries, which will happen in 3 years from now. We can say that Anglo-Saxonic elite is pretty conservative. Why? Because they are not changing their methods of big geopolitics for thousands of years. Since the Roman Empire until through the British Empire until today, the methods and the goals did not change. However, we can also say that the patriotic American elite also is a conservative one, because we see that, as Donald Trump says, all the values he's propagating is actually conservative values.
Mm-hmm.
There is only man and only woman. There is only male and only female.
That was very good from the speech.
We will deal with extraterrestrials. We will deal with immigrants. We will deal with this. We will deal with that. This is a conservatism.
There was not for extraterrestrials in the speech.
He meant immigrants from other countries. We will deal with aliens. You can say it. You can use any term. So it's also some can say that this is a conservative agenda. So I wouldn't put the question this way. Either he is conservative or reformist. Both elites have the same goal, which is absolute power all over the whole world, including countries, regions, continents, and people, and nations, and religions. So there are few levels on which this struggle is happening. In the religious level, it's Catholicism against Slavic religion. On the political level, it's globalists against ultra-globalists. On the geopolitical is the global West against global East. On internal politics, It's Democrats against the Republicans, etc., etc. So it's a multi-level struggle between elites. So going back to your question, Trump only represents one of this elite. So I wouldn't expect something good or something very bad from him. I don't think it will be a lot.
Changes.
I don't think there will be some many drastic changes. What I do believe is that in order to achieve this absolute power and total control, the elite, which is represented by Donald Trump, uses only soft power, much more than hard power.
This is good news.
Yes, and the other elite, also, in order to achieve the absolute power and total control, they use much more the hard power, military might, military force.
Yeah.
So they are much more engaged in wars, and the Trump elite will be engaged in soft power. What do I mean? Soft power is a geoeconomic, global markets, open markets, political methods, diplomatic methods, opening or annexing new territories by soft power, not hard power, not with military might, but with negotiations, making propositions that one cannot refuse, etc., etc. So Donald Trump will act by using soft power, whether the other elite used to act in our near past by using hard power.
Doesn't it bother you that some countries are in the process of expansion? Like Israel, like Turkey in Syria, like USA, Trump wants Canada, and others countries may be depraved
Of territories,
of territories.
losing territories.
They are losing territories. Maybe they will losing. Maybe Denmark will lose Greenland.
This trend of losing or gaining territories, or trend of annexing territories. Please pay attention. This is something new with the 21st century. In current,
Something new, but we remember Krim and Putin.
okay, let me finish.
Okay.
So the ones who began this trend was Russia by annexing territories, and it was right following the collapse of the Soviet Union and beginning of the 21st century. So we have few absolutely new trends in 21st centuries, one of which is annexing territories and changing globally, on global level, changing borders. Israel is changing border by taking over the Golan Heights. Syria will not be Syria any longer as we know it, because Turkey and Israel took some parts of Syria. Lebanon is also been rewriting its borders. Ukraine is been rewriting its borders. So now we are speaking about Denmark rewriting its borders by giving up on Greenland. And Turkey is expanding for sure. Probably Israel will also expand. I don't know if it will take over the land of Gaza Strip, but it's definitely planning to annex the West Bank. I must mention that annexing West Bank is the most crucial for Israeli political establishment, the ultra-rightist and religious political establishment, because annexing West Bank means annexing East Jerusalem. And by annexing East Jerusalem, it means annexing the Temple Mountain.
Al-Aqsa.
Yes, and it means that the road will be open for rebuilding the third temple. We don't know what will happen with Al-Aqsa. I have my proposition. The building of Al-Aqsa is actually a third temple. You just have to renovate it, because this building can be
like
used.
a place is third temple.
This building, the big one. I mean, many people don't know that the main ancient Al-Aqsa is not with the gold dome. It's the other one, which is a couple of meters aside, on the right side.
With the wall.
On the right side, on the same place, it's a much smaller mosque. This is the original Al-Aqsa. The Al-Aqsa, which we see in journals and pictures with the gold dome, it's actually not the original Al-Aqsa. So this actually is planning to be used as the Jewish third temple, just by renovating it. Anyway.
And you predict what will happen with this temple?
Nothing. It will stay on the place, but it will be taken over by the
The
Jewish.
Jews will want to make his third temple.
This is the third temple.
This is now
The same building.
Yes, but it's not Jewish.
Okay, this will be done either by hard power or a soft power, as I said. Now let's go back to your question. Turkey is expanding, and here one more important thing: the Middle East and also part of the Central Asia, former Soviet territories, and the Caucasus, the Middle East and the Saudi Peninsula is been already discussed and concluded between Turkey and Iran. Both countries are in a state of permanent revolution. Since 1978, Iran has been as an Islamic revolutionary state. It means the main goal of Iran is to export revolution, like a communist ideology.
I remember, yeah.
The same ideology, as long as Erdogan stays in power, which is in a doubt because he's an old man already. So in near future, near years, we will see a power struggle inside Turkey. But anyway, he is leading his state, Turkey, towards to become a revolutionary state. But how did they divide these territories? There was absolutely, for me, clear that there was an agreement between Iran and Turkey. They already have divided the whole continent. Middle East goes to Iran. The Central Asia and East Europe and Balkans go to Turkey.
Bad news.
Bad news for you. For Bulgaria, it's worse news.
Are you sure?
Yes, because your main threat is not Russia. Your main threat is Turkey. Here,
Nobody understands this in Bulgaria, sorry.
but here we have one opportunity. Because Turkey is also the main threat for Israel, you have point of cooperation between Israel and Bulgaria. And you must use it as soon as possible.
You offer me a cooperation with you.
Yes, I might represent cooperation for you, yes. If you represent Bulgaria, I might represent our
This
side.
is a good joke, a role model. A role. We're playing roles. Okay.
So
How you can help us against Turkey?
against Turkey,
Yeah. How Israel can help.
all sorts of help, including intelligence, including space technology, including high technology, including usage of all kind of cyber capabilities, including assistance with military might, and including assistance with pagers or maybe something like that.
Something with pagers.
Yeah, why not?
I
We use it.
understand.
We use it
This
quite
is not a joke
effectively.
too. Yeah. But you know, Bulgaria is in European Union. Everybody from Bulgarian television, from the screen, will say to you, we are European Union. This is impossible. Turkey to invite us. This is impossible.
Okay, let me tell you something. NATO will not fight Turkey to save Bulgaria. Let's put it this way.
Let's be clear.
Turkey is much stronger country. Turkey has the strongest army of the whole NATO, the strongest NATO member. Turkey has the strongest army in the Middle East. Anyone who will fight Turkey will not stand alone. So this is the point for cooperation. Nothing bad can happen from cooperation, only something positive.
But our cooperation in the history was with the Russia.
Okay,
Mother Russia.
now
Where will be Mother Russia? How we will take this, our cooperation, Bulgaria and Israel fight Turkey?
you can cooperate with Russia through your neighbor, Serbia. Because Serbia today, as of this point, the closest ally of Russia in the East Europe. And you must
Do
use...
we need Russia like ally?
Yes, you need Russia like ally, but you cannot have it directly. You have only indirectly through Serbia, because nobody will let you be in a good relationship with Russia. However, under Donald Trump, you can allow this. You can actually have a good cooperation, direct cooperation. But under Joe Biden, under the Democrats, you cannot have direct cooperation with Russia. You can have only indirect through Serbia.
Do you say that dark times come for Bulgaria?
I would say not that dark time came for Bulgaria. I would say Bulgarian people and Bulgarian military and intelligence must be ready for any scenario.
We have no people, no military, no intelligence. This is not a joke. I see it. They're stupid heads on the TV. They speak no problem. Nobody speak this like you. That's they will say, Simon speak bullshits. Why you want me to be afraid?
Yes, I know, I understand. Maybe some will call me an alarmist. Okay, that's fine by me.
Panic and why, Oscar?
Yes, I'm only saying things in order to assist, not in order to harm. I would say that nothing bad still happened yet. I think we say it in Hebrew, you must cooperate not tomorrow, you must cooperate yesterday. To begin cooperation as close as you possibly can with Israel and with Russia. And but mostly with Israel, because once you have a country with a common enemy, it's a direct point of cooperation. And believe me, Israel will also reach its hand towards Bulgaria. It's always been for centuries. So I think why not? Why waste such a resource?
I don't know. Maybe you don't know. That's grandfather Ivan. You know this from our history. In the whole time in our history, we believe in grandfather Ivan.
Which will save you always.
Yeah, with the eagle with two heads.
Because okay, if you have a symbol with the eagle with two hands, that means that you are heads.
Yeah.
This is part of Roman Empire. Okay, so following the Roman Empire did not collapse. It still exists, and the main pillar of Roman Empire is the British Empire, but also the United States is a continuation of Roman Empire. However, the Roman Empire was broke up into two parts. Okay, the Roman Holy Empire and the Slavic civilization, which was represented by
Moscow.
No, in Turkey from the beginning it was
Fener, the religion place there.
Yes.
Patriarch there.
Yes.
Bartolomei. Yeah.
So you also, Bulgaria also been as although small, but still part of former Roman Empire.
Yeah.
You cannot stand alone in global geopolitics of the 21st century. Please remember it. You cannot stand alone. Whether you like it or not, you will have, for your own, at least political survivor, you will have to cooperate with your allies, even if you don't like them. Israel, Russia, I think you will not gain much from cooperating closely with Western European states like Germany, because Germany sees Bulgaria only as a market for its products. Please don't forget it.
Kaufland.
Not only Kaufland. Most of your supermarkets are already German. Most of your centers of logistics are all German.
No,
Germany took over Bulgaria.
Du sprichst Deutsch. Kaufland.
Ja, ich spreche.
The meaning Kaufland is land
of buying. Of course.
Yeah.
Billa, Kaufland, Edeka, all this. Your consuming market is being taken over by Germany. Your machinery industry is being taken over Germany. Your agriculture is being taken over Germany. Germany desperately needs new markets in order to survive internally. This is why Germany desperately needs the Ukrainian market. Do you think Germany defends Ukraine because it fights Russia? No. Germany wants to take over Ukraine in order to gain new market of 51 million Ukrainians. So they're
no more 51. They're maybe 35.
So the main goal of Germany is to make Ukrainians consumers of German goods.
Kaufland.
One example.
Yeah. That was very bad news for our viewers, but our viewers are so many. What's happened with the priority to stop the war?
Which war? Where?
Near war here. Ukraine, Russia. That was my priority, maybe. This is Bulgarian priority. Where did it go, the priority to stop this war in Ukraine? Will this war be stopped anyway?
The war between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
It is almost already stopped because Donald Trump already announced that he's stopping military assistance to Europe.
For 90 days?
Next step will be complete halting of military assistance to Ukraine. Next step will be stopping funding NATO alliance.
Yeah.
And next step will be dissolution of NATO, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
This is what can happen.
Yeah.
The other scenario for dissolution of NATO, and this is also bad news for Bulgaria because you count on NATO big time. I always said that every NATO member must have its own sovereign army besides the NATO army. Next bad questions is, in case Turkey goes to war either with you, with Bulgaria, or with Israel, it will have to go out of NATO, and this will be the beginning of end and the collapse of NATO alliance. This is good news for Russia, but it's bad news for Bulgaria. Who else will protect Bulgaria if there will be no NATO? And once the NATO collapses, you will end up without an army. So you have to begin reforming and rebuilding your Bulgarian army yesterday, not tomorrow.
Казва ви го човек, който разбира от геополитика, това е учил, това работи. И от главната задача да реформираме българската армия, първото нещо, което трябва да реформираме, е говоренето, общественото. Защото ако Саймън е прав, все пак си оставям свободно пространство да кажа, че може би само ни плаши, но не вярвам, че ни плаши. Ако Саймън е прав, ние първото нещо, което трябва да направим, е да си кажем, да се диагностицираме положението. И това, което каза Саймън, е много сериозна и страшна диагноза. В голяма степен се потвърждава от това, че никой не говори за нея. Sorry, that was for my viewers. There will be no war on the Eastern Front. No more?
Let me continue about Donald Trump. Donald Trump faces new enemies in the near 4 years. One enemy of Donald Trump, of United States under Donald Trump, will be Iran. The Shia.
Shiite.
The Shia. The second enemy, and I am absolutely positively sure that the conflict will interrupt between United States and Turkey. Because Turkey's ambitions are highly provocative, Erdogan is trying to rebuild a new Ottoman Empire. So it is planning to take over from the east the Central Asian former Soviet republics, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Azerbaijan,
Kazakhstan too, because
yes,
Kazakhstan is very big.
Yes, Turkmenistan, everything. And in the north, in the western north, to take over the Balkans. It means Bulgaria, Serbia, Macedonia, and if it reaches Macedonia, the road will be open for Slovakia and Slovenia.
And Greece?
Greece is almost already have been taken by Turkey. It will be no problem military.
That will be world war. This is not normal.
Nobody will protect Greece. Nobody will go to fight Turkey in order to protect Greece. No one wants to fight Turkey. This is one of the masterpieces of Erdogan. For the last 20 years, he built such a strong army, which even made such drastic moves as taking down Russian jets and killing Russian ambassador on its territory. Can you believe that such an action caused 100 years ago for the interruption of the First World War, killing ambassador in Serbia? The Russian ambassador was killed on the Turkish territory. Did Russia do something except some very, very temporary sanctions? No, because even Russia doesn't want to fight Turkey, because Russia already fought Turkey 150 years ago, two wars, one 200 years ago and one 150 years ago. And Russia did not win these wars. So we have a new global player. Also, I repeat, the state of Bulgaria have to be ready for the rise of new European, Middle Eastern
Crisis.
superpower in face of Turkey. And it's bad news not only Bulgaria, because you are bordering with Turkey. It's also bad news for Russia. It's also bad news for United States, and it's also bad news for Israel. So everybody will suffer. The stronger Turkey becomes, the more problems you have. And the longer you, I mean anyone, not reacting in Muslim world, lack of reaction, it means weakness in the Islamic world. If you don't react, you are weak, and one can bend you further. This is how Tayyip Erdogan works. If no one will react to his action, he will continue until he will be stopped. So you have to be ready, because I will repeat it, NATO or European Union or Russia or United States will not fight Turkey to save Bulgaria. So you have to count on yourselves only.
Bad news. I think you want to make us afraid. This is the point of view, maybe Israeli point of view. Why you do this in my studio?
I am not representing the Israeli, any government authority or any ministry or any agency. I am just only a political scientist. You are willing to do whatever you want. I'm just predicting. I'm just trying to prognose what might happen. Now I will ask you: is it bad that you will reform, rebuild, or be prepared? No. If nothing happens and I'm wrong, you did not lose anything.
Yes.
But you will lose if you will be not prepared.
How to be prepared when you say there are big military force?
No.
We need 20 years maybe.
To be strong, it doesn't mean necessarily to have a big military force, big army. To be prepared means to begin working by building new alliances and by gaining new allies.
Who will do this?
Your politicians?
No. You know the names of Bulgarian politicians?
I know some names. I cannot speak about their actions because I'm not an expert in Bulgarian politics. I can only say what you must do. You must begin cooperating with Serbia, begin building bridges or recovering your relationship with Russia. You must begin build new cooperation with Israel. And look, Bulgaria is part of Slavic civilization, whether you like it or not. Why fight yourself? Don't fight yourself. You have a lot of allies.
Do you ask me something? Why fight yourself? Because of the politicians. That's the answer. Sorry, but
it's problem everywhere, including in my country, in Israel. The biggest problems make our own politicians for us, not the external enemies, but our internal politics. You have Slovakia, you have Slovenia, you have Poland, you have Romania, you have Serbia, you have Russia. You have a lot of allies. You must try to build bridges. How can you do it? With economic exchange, with open markets, with diplomacy, and to cooperate, at least to make some conversations, to organize some conferences. This is what we do, academics. If you have in Bulgaria some strong academic institute, why not initiate conference of partnership between Slavic countries?
Pravoslavic, you say Pravoslavic.
Pravoslavic and Slavic. Pravoslavic is religion, Slavic is civilization.
I understand, yeah.
So it's the same term for the same. Different two different terms for the same. Can you tell me if there is like you have G7, you have G20, you have NATO.
Why we don't have...
You have World Economic Forum in Davos. Why never and no one initiated Slavic conference?
G7.
Yeah, why not?
Because of Poland and Russia.
No, the opposite is correct. This will be the chance for cooperation with Poland, between Poland and Russia, Russia and Romania, Russia and Ukraine, through this stage. Okay, let me give you one example.
Give me.
BRICS is, in my opinion, it's a trap for Russia because all the other members of BRICS are former British colonies.
Mm-hmm.
You can name anyone. I will prove it that it's a former British colony. However, through BRICS, Russia is able to rebuild cooperation with all BRICS members, like Turkey, like Azerbaijan, like Mongolia, like China, like Vietnam, like Korea, like India, like Brazil. So it's a good option. So why don't anyone initiate Slavic G7 or Slavic G20? Nobody never tried. You know why?
Why?
Because the West will not allow this, because they are afraid and they consider the Slavic civilization as their main enemy. It's a clash of civilization. Huntington was right.
Mm-hmm.
Many problems could be solved if you at least organize the first conference of Slavic or Pravoslav countries or republics.
We are kicked in the corner. Your idea is very dangerous for us. And our politics are traitors and they can't speak for this. For these items speak just former communists, like Roman Petkov, for example. You know Roman Petkov?
Yes. Let me say something about politicians. Let me give you a striking example, which happened in near past, few years ago. Look at the difference between Bashar al-Assad and Muammar Gaddafi. What did do Bashar al-Assad when on the first floor he already could hear the shots of the rebels? He took all his gold money, he took a plane, private plane, and ran away.
This is Assad.
He gave up on his own country.
Mm-hmm.
What did do Muammar Gaddafi? He had the same, I think even much more money than Bashar Assad had. Did he run away? No. He was killed on the streets fighting for his own country. Do you see the difference between two very, very simple, alike dictators, which acted absolutely different?
Mm-hmm.
On the same situation.
What you want to say to me?
I want to say that it highly depends what values your president has.
President?
Or prime minister.
Not
values. Does he
not
have
the former president, the president now?
I am speaking about a leader.
Mm-hmm,
doesn't matter what his name. It depends, it highly depends what values he has inside as a human, for first and foremost as a human, as a patriot of his country. If something like this happened, for example, like what happened to Muammar Gaddafi and to Bashar Assad in Libya and in Syria, how do you think your president will act? Will he run away or take Kalashnikov like other people and fight for his country? What your personal opinion?
This is provocative. This is very provocative. Our president is why? I will answer. Our president now is an officer, is a military guy.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, I think this is very important for Bulgarian officers.
Okay, will he take Kalashnikov like Lukashenko and go out on streets to be ready to fight for his country, or he will take his private jet and run away?
Don't compare Lukashenko with our president.
Why not?
Because our president is democratic.
I understand.
Sorry, but
okay.
Sorry for the Belarusians.
Yes. So it was just an example between absolutely same leaders in absolutely same region.
Why we speak for our president? Let's speak for Borisov. Did he take the Kalashnikov? This is the more important question, because he's 30 years on the power and he needs to have this country more and more.
My question is, how will he react if something happens in Bulgaria?
Borisov?
Yes.
I don't know. I think he'll take a plane for Dubai.
So, okay, so you answered the question already.
Yes, because I'm very brave.
Will he fight his enemies on the streets, or he will take plane and run away and leave his countries and his people? You are the expert, not me.
Mm.
I can probably assume...
Nobody make this conversation. I cannot be an expert in conversation who not exist in Bulgaria.
If you ask me what will Benjamin Netanyahu will do, I can answer for my country.
What will be?
Well, his wife and his son already ran away to United States. They are now in Miami for almost 3 years.
But Netanyahu is in very good position now.
Why do you think it's a very good position?
Because Israel, the state Israel, is in expansion. This is good. The military, the army is very strong. Israel army. You win your war.
You think we won our war?
I'm sure nobody wants war, but when we have war, it's good to win. Sorry, but I know Simon is a peacemaker.
I'm not a peacemaker. You know who I am? I'm a realist.
Mm-hmm.
From an academic, theoretical point of view and from personal point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be realist. You must be realistic. So
we Bulgarians.
Sorry?
We Bulgarians must be realistic.
Yes, of course.
Why? We have Kaufland. Why to be realistic? Довиждане на Kaufland като рекламодатели, да, още един път.
Maybe they will send you some funding because you are making...
Some red label will send they to me.
Because you are promoting...
What you speak today, Simon? Why you come here to speak this very schreckliche Sache?
Was wollen Sie to hear?
Ich möchte
Wollen Sie etwas...
ich brauche nichts.
Brauchen Sie... Nein.
Nichts.
Nicht? Okay.
I hope you are wrong.
You won't believe, but I also hope that I will be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I also hope so.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I remember that you, Bulgarian state, you are part of the Byzantine Empire, not the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
But Byzantine Empire is a part of a former Roman Empire. When it broke into two empires, sub-empires, it became the Holy Roman Empire. Continuation of which is Great Britain, continuation of which is United States, and the Byzantine Empire, continuation of which is Russian Federation today, and all the Slavic republics. So I suggest it would be a nice name for G20, Slavic G20, Byzantine Imperial Conference. What do you think?
Where?
In Sofia. Why not?
Because the place for Byzantine meeting is Constantinople.
Yes, but the main church of Byzantine Empire was named Sofia.
Mm.
Don't you see the connection?
I remember I don't see the connection. Maybe the place is Moscow.
Maybe next...
but initiative will be Russian. Okay, you have right, because the initiative must be ours. Yeah?
Why not?
I don't understand, because I'm not a politic. I want to ask my politics. Why not? Why we have no initiative?
Good, wonderful saying. Why Bulgaria for centuries is not an initiator? You are not acting, you are always reacting. Bulgaria must be proactive, not reactive. Do you know the difference?
Yeah, I understand this.
When you proactive, you control the issue. When you are reactive, you have to only react. Mm-hmm. So someone else controls you. So why don't you become proactive? Why don't you initiate conferences? Why, even at least on an academic basis? You have wonderful universities. You have wonderful research institutes. Why don't you at least initiate the first Balkanic conference?
I have an answer. Because our professors and rectors and deans are paid from European Union and from Kaufland.
Okay, you know it. I don't know it.
Yeah, from
But
the salary of our workers in universities are paid from the government, and the government was corrupt from Brussels. This is the problem.
Okay, now I'm serious without any jokes. You, not you personally or the state of Bulgaria, but you must build and begin Balkanic conference. Because if you would like to avoid future conflicts, you have to discuss your problems on an open stage, like at the Munich conference, which invited Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
It became a rolled stone for tens of years ahead, because once he said things which were important and which were designing his future presidents. So you must at least initiate Balkanic conference, which will become a tradition every year, to invite all the leaders, politicians, and academics from all the Balkanic states.
Some my point of view, you think big, Balkanic conference. I'm thinking small. Who will pay for this? Who will finance us for
Okay,
this?
I don't take it as a offense, but you think as a typical Bulgarian.
Yeah.
You can't think small. If you think small, you remain small.
How to think big if you have no money for one conference, small conference?
At least begin. Everything begins from an idea.
Yeah.
And every idea becomes a
Do you know
thought.
what happens with ideas here in Bulgaria?
Every idea is capable of materializing. Believe me, money is not an issue. At least begin thinking big.
На кой говори този човек? Мислете, на мен ли говориш? Не мога да разбера. Ти разбираш български, нали?
Yeah.
Той на мен сега ли говори? Аз мисля, нали, в малките параметри, нали? А те мислят в големите. Не, тук става дума за избирателите, които трябва да мислят по друг начин. И да не се налага аз да играя ролята, ти мислиш като българин, мислиш на дребно. Но на едро няма кой да мисли в тази страна. Идва само Саймън и казва, направете нещо, защото нещата не са много добре. И защото явно Европейски се сумира. Do you think European Union is dead? You say something for NATO? No? NATO?
Okay. The situation becomes very interesting because when you speak about European Union and you speak about NATO, slowly by slowly it becomes absolutely different terms. It began when Turkey became a NATO member without becoming a European Union member. In my opinion, I would jump a little bit ahead. In my opinion, it would be a good situation for both Russia, Ukraine, European Union, and the United States if they allow Ukraine to become a member of European Union without becoming a member of NATO.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have already one precedent with Turkey,
Yeah.
we can have another one. Why not?
Okay.
Second, European Union is a stillborn.
Мъртво роден, да.
Okay.
Аз не мисля, че това е толкова силна дума. It's very hard talk.
You invited me for a hard talk.
Yeah, okay.
You have a hard channel.
Yeah.
This situation became very clear when you experienced Brexit, when Great Britain went out of European Union. So you already have a precedent. And you know why British left the European Union? Because the membership of the Great Britain was a trap for the rest of European members. Because everybody, when they saw that Great Britain also a member of European Union, they stayed as they went to be in line to become a member of European Union.
Mhm.
Once there was enough members in the European Union, the doors of the trap were closed. Great Britain went out of the European Union by closing the door behind itself. So you're now in a trap. The European Union today faces the most crucial crisis in its history from both elements, economic, geopolitics, and military. Because you have a war on the Ukrainian side, and you have coming up a very, very big and very, very serious economic crisis, which Germany now only beginning to experience.
Mhm.
Some of the states might be willing to leave European Union, such as Slovakia and such as Hungary. Serbia might not want even to join European Union. So you do have a crisis.
But is it that?
It's not yet dead, but as I said, it was born.
Stillborn.
Stillborn.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only reason why this European Union is existing is because the locomotive of the European Union, which is Germany, desperately needs new markets to export its production.
Yeah.
Now, this production cycle has exhausted itself. So, with the economic crisis, it will be the end of the European Union.
Simon says the good news, please. Some good news. In our conversations, when I speak with my colleagues journalists, they say, you make very bad news. Make something on the finish, some good news.
Okay. Your state, Bulgaria, has a huge potential.
I don't believe this.
Okay, I believe it. And the only thing is left for you is to realize your potential.
Why? We are very
Why or
old.
how?
We are the oldest nation in the planet.
This is why you have to realize your huge potential. How can you realize your huge potential? By beginning to build new bridges with new allies. I already said who. I don't want to repeat.
Yeah.
Second, you have to be ready for any scenario. You have to reform your infrastructure. At least, can you please rebuild your roads? You have to reform your military, at least partly. You have to gain new allies and to exchange technology, knowledge, and you have to initiate as more discussing forums as possible by using your wonderful academic infrastructure, your wonderful universities and your wonderful professors.
How to do this with this politics?
This is
Impossible.
This question is not for me, it's for you.
Oh.
Because I'm not an expert in your internal politics, you are.
Не знам защо се усмихвам. Човека е толкова прав и потвърждава всичките ми подозрения. Say something to ordinary Bulgarians, but say it in Russian language.
Почему по-русски?
Потому что в Болгарии понимают
Да,
хорошо.
но если ты сейчас заговоришь со мной по-русски, тебя будут обзывать, что ты пропутинский.
Ну ничего. Whole conversation was connected with Putin. Somebody will say this.
Why? Because of me.
Because of you, of course.
Why?
Not because of me. No, I'm joking. But if you want to say something to Bulgaria, say something to with another language, because American language maybe is not modern in Bulgaria anymore.
Вы должны гордиться, во-первых, своей культурой, своей традицией и своим языком. Второе, думайте только о себе и о своей стране. Делайте все только в первую очередь для своего народа, не для кого-то другого. Но самое главное, я желаю, чтобы ваши политики, те, кто руководят вашим государством, обладали силой воли. Потому что если нету силы и нету воли, то с вами могут делать все, что хотят. На вашей территории могут ставить другие иностранные военные базы. Вас могут разменивать в дипломатии. Вами могут пренебрегать. Как сказать?
Да ви пренебрегват.
Никогда не позволяйте вытирать о себя ноги. Несмотря на то, что вы небольшое государство, вы являетесь интегральным стержнем. Вы стержень Балканского региона, Болгария. Вы стержень. И поэтому у вас огромный потенциал. И однажды я с тобой в беседе сказал, что Запад делает все, чтобы вы не поняли своего потенциала.
Мгм.
Это называется усыплять ваше внимание.
Мгм. Приспиват ви.
Да. Вам нужно обращать пристальное внимание на свои южные, южно-восточные границы, где находится относительно неприятный, но очень сильный сосед, у которого есть постоянно соблазн, как сказать по-борски соблазн?
Съблазън
Соблазн
к експанзии.
к экспансии.
Да.
Никогда не забывайте об этом.
Мгм. Для то, что ты говоришь, у нас большая we have a big need for another politics.
Another politics?
Another politics. The
Politicians or politics?
politicians.
Politicians.
Politicians and politics.
Okay, let me say something, please.
Yeah.
From the beginning of the 21st century, I said there are many new things. One of the newest thing is human capital crisis, because we will never have politicians like we had in the 20th century.
Yeah.
Israel will never have such a politician like Golda Meir. Bulgaria probably had some very, very wonderful and strong politicians. I don't know. You tell
Живков,
me.
maybe Живков.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Probably yes. The same with Ukraine. The same with Russia. The same with United States. United States will never have a president like Kennedy, who was assassinated, and it happens all over the world. Germany, France, Canada. We have a global human capital crisis in politics. So the new politicians which come to power have no knowledge, neither experience, like our previous politicians. This is, we say it in Hebrew, how the politician looks, this is how the country looks.
Yeah. Това е Саймън Ципис, който казва както политиците изглеждат, така и държавата изглежда. Благодаря на Саймън Ципис, че дойде да ни оплаши. Надявам се, продължавам да се надявам, че не е прав. И ние му обещаваме, че ще го каним отново. Мислим дори за негова рубрика, но няма абсолютно, въобще не виждам вече как ще стане да взимаме нови хора да работят, при положение, че лошия капиталист Карбовски да разраства твърде бързо, така, експанзира като идеи, но касата остава се толкова мъничка. И те викат, не се оплаквай. Не се оплаквам. Казвам ви как стоят нещата. Благодаря ви за всички, за цялата помощ и за цялото ви сърце, което давате на нашия малък, но така потребен канал. Благодаря, Саймън.
Благодарю вас.